France's political landscape is in utter turmoil once more, with yet another prime minister throwing in the towel and sending shockwaves through the nation. Imagine a country where leaders come and go like fleeting shadows. It's not just dramatic, it's a sign of deeper instability that could reshape Europe's future. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this chaos a symptom of failed leadership, or a necessary shakeup in a system begging for change? Let's dive in and unpack what's really happening, step by step, so even if you're new to French politics, you'll grasp the full picture. On Monday, French Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu shocked the world by resigning just a single day after unveiling his new cabinet. This move toppled the government and deepened a crisis that's already seen 5 different prime ministers cycle through the role in under 2 years. For context, the Prime Minister is France's second highest official, appointed by the President, and their job is to lead the day-to-day governance. Lecornu's exit marks him as the shortest-serving PM in the history of the Fifth French Republic, a record that's as brief as it is bewildering. To understand this mess, we need to rewind. President Emmanuel Macron, who holds the power to appoint the Prime Minister, triggered snap national elections last year. His gamble? To secure a strong majority in the National Assembly, France's parliament. But it backfired spectacularly. No party won an outright majority, leaving the assembly fragmented and paralyzed. Political parties are acting as if they each hold absolute power, refusing to budge. As Lecornu himself put it in his resignation speech, the political parties continue to adopt a posture as if they all had an absolute majority in the National Assembly. And basically, I found myself in a situation where I was ready to compromise, but each political party wants the other political party to adopt its entire program. It's a classic standoff, where compromise feels like a dirty word, and this is the part most people miss. The far right isn't just watching from the sidelines anymore. Marine Le Pen, leader of the anti-immigration Nationalist National Rally, RN party, seized the moment. Once on the fringes of politics, RN has surged, snagging significant seats in the fragmented parliament. In a bold social media post, Le Pen demanded new snap parliamentary elections, declaring, "There is no solution, there won't be one tomorrow. I call on the President of the Republic to dissolve the National Assembly." Her call echoes a growing fear, or perhaps opportunity, for those wary of the status quo. But is this a legitimate push for democracy, or a power grab by a party with divisive views? It's a debate that's heating up, and one that could redefine France's direction. Lecornu, a close ally of the increasingly beleaguered Macron, had barely settled into his role before it all unraveled. Macron's centrist coalition, which includes his party and allies, lost big in those snap elections, not just to Le Pen's RN, but also to a far-left alliance. This defeat fueled the ongoing instability, with governments crumbling against a deadlocked assembly. Compounding the drama is France's economic woes. A soaring national debt and ballooning budget deficit are eroding confidence in the EU's second-largest economy. Just last month, the U.S. credit ratings agency Fitch downgraded France's credit rating to A, with a stable outlook, blaming increased fragmentation and polarization of domestic politics and worsening public finances. Think of it like this. When a country's debt piles up without a clear plan to pay it down, investors get nervous, and that can lead to higher borrowing costs, affecting everything from jobs to everyday prices. This isn't the first domino to fall. Lecornu's predecessor, François Bayrou, was booted out in September via a no-confidence vote in Parliament. For beginners, a no-confidence vote is when lawmakers vote to express they no longer trust the government, often forcing a resignation. Bayrou couldn't pass a budget aimed at slashing public spending to tackle the debt, highlighting how austerity measures, cuts to government programs, can spark fierce backlash. And backlash there has been. Nationwide strikes over potential budget cuts for 2026 have paralyzed parts of France. Last Thursday, thousands of protesters, including students, trade unions, and retirees, marched in over 200 towns and cities, railing against proposed spending reductions and calling for higher taxes on the wealthy. It's a vivid example of how economic policies can ignite social unrest, turning streets into battlegrounds of dissent. As France teeters on the edge, the rise of the far right in recent European Union parliamentary elections, back in June 2024, adds another layer of tension. Macron's snap call was partly a response to that, but it only amplified the chaos. Now, with Le Pen pushing for fresh elections, we're left wondering, will this break the deadlock, or just invite more division? Some argue it's time for bold reforms, like electoral changes to prevent fragmentation. Others see it as a slippery slope toward extremism. What do you think? Should Macron heed Le Pen's call and risk empowering the far right? Or is there a middle path to stability? Do snap elections solve problems, or do they just shuffle the deck without fixing the game? Share your opinions in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have a fresh take on this unfolding saga.
Election: Marine Le Pen, Emmanuel Macron, France, Emmett Lyons.
Emmett Lyons is a news desk editor at the CBS News London bureau, coordinating and producing stories for all CBS News platforms. Prior to joining CBS News, Emmett worked as a producer at CNN for 4 years.